Yo, stop what you're doing and take a deep breath. A lot of y'all underestimate the power of a real deep breath. And a real deep breath is when you inhale and your stomach expands. Not when your chest expands, when your stomach expands, because the air needs to go through your entire diaphragm and through your stomach. That's how you're really taking the air. 99% of the time, we're going through the day and shallow breathing. We're not even fully taking in the air. We're just taking in enough air to survive, to live. But you're not taking in the air for the benefits. And I'm not even talking about breath work. Breath work is an energetic, spiritual practice that's on a whole nother level. I'm just talking about simple, deep breathing. When you take a deep breath, breathe into your stomach. Like, be real. How many of y'all are actually taking real deep breaths throughout the day on a daily basis? Most of us go days, weeks, even months without ever taking an actual deep breath unless look, think about it like this. Why do you think people take deep breaths on instinct when they get upset or they get mad? It regulates our system. Our bodies are real scientific, right? What is the one thing that us as humans, we can't even go a full hour without having? Or we will literally die. The body will stop living, breathing. The soul will leave the body. This body will cease to exist. Breathing, air. So obviously it does something beneficial to us. If we just taking in the little bit that we need instead of taking in as much as we can take, as much as we have access to. Why do you think when somebody's dying, you ever seen a TV show or a movie, and somebody's bleeding out and they're telling them, breathe, just breathe, trying to hold on to their life? That's because when they're right on the edge of losing their life, the only thing in a lot of those moments that could help them is actually taking in the number one thing that gives us life, air. And this is why I don't want to get into a whole spiel about nature, but this is why nature is so important. Because how do we get air? We get it from the trees. How do we get trees? It goes from the sun. We need nature. But this video is about taking a deep breath. Very simple. Everything's connected, but it's about taking a deep breath. On a mental and emotional level, taking a real deep breath, like I was saying earlier in the video, it reduces stress and anxiety. Like I was just saying, when we're angry, we naturally have to take a deep breath because it feels harder to breathe. Your body is overwhelmed with emotions. When you're really sad, you naturally take deep breaths because it's harder to breathe. Your body is overwhelmed with emotions, so you need the air to regulate the system. Another thing that taking deep breaths benefit, your focus and your concentration. The reason why they tell you to take deep breaths when you're meditating is because the key to meditating is being present, right? To be mindful, right? On a simple level, on a base level. They tell you to count your breaths and to take deep breaths because that automatically you're focusing your mind on the present moment because you only could take a deep breath in the present moment. It also helps you to strategically pause, to respond instead of just responding right away. It brings you back to the present. And when you take a real deep breath, it helps you expand your lungs. If you naturally did this consistently on a daily basis, see, they don't teach us these simple ass things that make the biggest difference. It'd be the simple, littlest things that make the largest differences. People just can't see that in everything in life. So that simple thing will literally just have you being in a better mood on a daily basis. You'll be thinking like, why do I feel like my brain is getting more air? My lungs are bigger. I'm breathing better. The air feels better. I feel lighter. I feel happier. That's just one simple way. And now you see why I be going so hard and preaching about breath work. But that's just another level. Maybe I gotta take it down a few notches because most people are not even taking deep breaths. Let's start there.